Where a brand like ours can get into trouble is if it just becomes a transactional relationship and it's just about workouts. It cannot be that. It has to be about a relationship and a plan and a guide and a trusted source. You're the one that is the glue in their wellness. And so you have to become that, or by default, it becomes just a workout, transactional only. How many sessions do I have left? I'm taking a week off. I don't want to pay for those. Hey, Matt, back in the Beats Lab.
Oh my God, it's been too long.
Man, it's been a minute. So for those of you guys that are regular listeners, apologies for the sporadicness of the podcast, but we are back on it now.
So well, you still shoot a whole bunch. Every time I look on your calendar, you got some podcasts with people all over the place.
Well, I'll guest a lot on other people's, and sometimes I'll get the assets to run as ours, sometimes not. So, but yeah, nothing beats just sitting down and having a conversation.
It's back where it all began.
This is how it started back in COVID. Remember COVID?
Yeah, we dressed up that one time.
I know.
Put face masks.
Ski masks, and I was sweating so bad I couldn't breathe. Had on ski goggles and all kinds of...
We've come a long way.
We have come a long way. I don't even remember that phase of our lives anymore. I'm ready to move on.
Yeah.
You know the best way to move on is to tell a dad joke. Do you have one?
I thought you had a dad joke right there teed up.
I know, that would have been good,
Yeah,
right?
I was like, wow. Yeah, I got awesome. One. This one's from one of my kids.
Oh, let's go.
Why did the cookie cry?
Why?
Because its mother was a wafer for so long.
Who was that? Which one?
Harper, my middle one.
Hey, shout out to Harper. Nice one. I like it. It got me good. Matt, have you ever eaten a clock?
No.
Well, it's a good thing because it's really time consuming.
It's not your best work.
It's not my best work?
Yeah.
Ah, come on. That's pretty good. All right, let's get down to business. We always start this way, and let's get down to it. So this one's coming out at a time that's like mid-summer for most of you. Again, depending on where you live in the U.S., summer can go all the way through August. For us, it's like second week of August. So there's still some time left. And I think you could you could take these concepts and apply them to other periods of time throughout the year. But the topic today is 3 things that you can do during the summer to keep your customers engaged or drive business during the summer. July is traditionally the slowest month for us, traditionally in the fitness business, because everyone's out. And so a lot of, you have July 4th, a lot of vacations planned. So let's just talk about some ways to boost revenue and retention. And they're one and the same in a lot of aspects during those summer months. So what you got for me, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, summer's crazy, by the way. It's nuts. Like, I mean, when you were back in school, and what was that, like the 50s?
Yeah, in 1932.
32? You probably like after Labor Day for sure, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I didn't go to school because we were sharecroppers. It was after the Depression. So I needed to stay home and work the fields with my parents.
Yeah.
That's why they had kids back then.
Different world.
It was like birthing your own labor force. That's what they did back then.
I mean, my kids, like, they're back at school so early. It's like the middle of summer. It's kind of
It does feel that way. Yeah, for us. I think even for me, all kidding aside, I think it was after Labor Day, but I don't remember.
That's how it was for me. But I grew up north too, so it's different. You come to south, but everything's getting closer and closer to year-round school.
Yeah, well, if you could do 4-day weeks or something, like the kids might be for it. I don't know.
But they just give them random weeks off. It's like, you've been to school for 3 days, there's a week off.
They do that. When as a parent, especially if you're working and you're trying to plan around it, it's like teacher work day. I'm like, what is that? It's in the middle of the week, like a week after vacation.
Yeah. Oh, and also speaking of COVID, like school now is completely different. Like there's so many kids that do hybrid, homeschool. Like
really?
That is
and that's
a much
allowed
bigger
now?
thing. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, all kinds of crazy different
So it's
programs.
almost like a hybrid homeschool /
Well, they kind of figured out that like there's a lot of fluff at school.
Oh man, can you
they don't actually work more than like an hour.
Yeah, well, every homeschool kid that I knew, it was rare when I was younger, so they were all a little bit weird, I have to say, but they were all really smart, and they got all of their work done in like 2 hours. And I was always really jealous because I'd have to go to the bus stop, wait, go to school, tons of time wasted, to come home, and I could have done all of my actual schoolwork in a focused period of time of like 2 hours, but it would take me all day.
All the crops done. Just wasting your time. Well, that is a good segue, though, to really, summer. So, when we look at summer, and you could say other holidays, really all holidays, we do personal training. And our job is to look out for our customers. So when we say going into summer, one of the biggest things we have to do is know what's going on in your customers' lives. because you have schedule changes, you have vacations, you have kids home from school. That's a disruption to your customers' lives. So we have several different things that can help out with retention help you possibly get some revenue in to make up for people that possibly are going out of town and stuff like that.
Yeah. And even if you're like, our population trends a bit older, but these days, it's not uncommon for like a grandparent to take the kids and the grandkids, the young grandkids, somewhere on vacation. So their schedules are disrupted as well. Summer's just an interesting time for a lot of people. If they're in a hot climate, sometimes they like reverse snowbird to their other home in the mountains. I mean, there's just a lot of things that happen in this particular season. So yeah, let's talk about some ways to preserve revenue or maybe even generate some new revenue during these slower times.
Well, the first way to preserve is going to be that conversation of the schedule, what's going on, be proactive, get ahead of it, right? So if you're talking, there's a lot of teachers that may work out at your facility, right? They are off for the summer, right? So their schedule changed. So they no longer want to work out at 5 p.m. They want to come in earlier, right? Getting ahead of that is going to help with a couple things with, re-engagement, see if they're excited about, maybe the summer, maybe a little bit more motivated to work out because they're not as tired. So you can really kind of help maybe goal set different things. / you're going to help them be accountable because you can imagine in summer they get kind of maybe loose with their schedule as well, where you start missing workouts and things like that. So I've always found it interesting with customers when I talk to them over the years was they're in or they're out. They see no middle ground. So as soon as they can't I'm out of town this little bit this summer and I can't make my 5 o'clock, so I don't need to work out anymore. Right? I mean, they do, right?
It just speaks to the fact that while everyone knows the benefits of exercise, it's a really easy thing to skip for people.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first thing that's going to go. So knowing that, we were always very proactive and already have solutions in place or are going to help find solutions. And it's just really more of a mindset when you're talking to customers than anything is like, I'm not going to let you not do this because you need it. I know you need it. And that's my job. You hired a personal trainer to hold you accountable. So first step, talk to them, find out their schedules and negotiate a good plan for the summer and then hold them accountable to that. All right, so that's going to keep people engaged, obviously help with retention. The next piece of that is finding out about the travel schedules and stuff. So my last point, I'm in or out. People are very funny. I'm going to be gone for, the whole month of July. And you're like, the whole month? Literally every day in July.
It's very rare that someone takes a full month vacation.
Right. And it may happen, truly. But most of the time it's like, well, no, I'm going to be here this week and then I leave Thursday, then I come back here. It's like,
kids have camp and whatever the things are.
I was like, oh, so you are actually here. Well, then, okay, my job was like, well, we're open on all those days. Let's get you in for your workouts those days. All right. So helping them, hold them accountable. Don't let them off the hook. As your point, people are looking for a reason out. We doing that. And the next piece with that is I want to also provide extra solutions to help them even when traveling and when they are gone. So sometimes, they really are gone for a couple weeks here and there. And we know that once they're away from the studio for say even a week to 2 weeks, it can be hard to get them back in. Right. And we want to mitigate that as well. And that's where I'm proactive in providing them things to do on their own. That's where with stuff we utilize Trainerize, where we have pre-made workouts, travel workouts. You could do anything from just body weight to equipment based. It's all there to just as simple as sometimes I've just had a printed out piece of paper because I know some of our clients aren't technology savvy. It's like, hey, here's something you can do on the road. All knowing that they're probably not going to do it, by the way, but it's me going out of my way to try to help you and not letting you get away out.
Right.
And then reaching out. It's so impactful to these customers.
Well, it's, when I hear you talking about this, I think about our product offering is personal training. By default, that's our job. Mm-hmm. Is to understand each individual, what their needs are, that they're going through different seasons of life, even within a year. There are literal seasons. So how do we help them manage those seasons and keep them in the best shape that they can be and that we can help them along? How can we do that best? And part of that is understanding every customer, having those conversations. Hey, what does summer look like for you? And again, you may hear, well, I'm out of town the entire month of July. I'm like, man, you're going to be gone. Where are you going for a month? And it's like, well, we have a week at the beach And then we get back, and then I have to do this, and then I have to do that. It's like, well, you're not gone for a month, and you're just in and out. Like, we can pop you in, we can squeeze you in on a Saturday. We can do all kinds of stuff. Like,
Right.
Like, I get it. You're going to be busy, but man, you've achieved, maybe you've gone from, say, here to here goal wise, and you can then say, like, well, don't let all that slide just because it's summer. Like, that's my job to hold you accountable. If you have the right relationship with clients, I can distinctly remember these conversations, even from a million years back when I was a trainer, right? And I can remember people being like, golly, I can't even take off for the summer. I'm like, no, that is exactly what you pay me for. Of course you can't take off for the summer.
Yeah.
And they would laugh, but what you could feel in that interaction, although it was like, ugh, I can't believe you're going to make me do this, was, I'm really glad you're making me do this.
Yeah.
And that's what a personal trainer does. And so it kind of reminds me, for whatever reason, when you were talking about it, it reminds me of the story that we've told at conference. And I tell about you often, which is meeting with the client, Kathy, for 7 to 9 months in a row, coming up with every strategy you could possibly come up with to help her lose weight, never giving up on her, for her to finally just laugh and say, Matt, listen, I just have to say, I appreciate you so much for trying. Every single month you sit down with me, you don't let me off the hook. And then she basically says, but I just have to tell you, I'm never going to do anything that you're asking, but I so appreciate your effort, because it just shows people that you care. So if you're thinking ahead of someone's schedule, or even if you're getting this podcast, you're like, great, dude, why didn't we shoot this a couple months ago? It's like, yeah, fair enough. But we're shooting it now. And so if you listen to this and you're like, what are some things I can do today to increase my engagement with my members? It'll be like, hey, what's the rest of your summer look like? Hey, let's come up with a plan then. That's what they want, right? And people love that you're being proactive and thinking about them and how you're going to help them, not just the day they walk in. It's not just workouts. It's, I am your guide or what have you. I'm your Sherpa for fitness. I'm going to map out a plan for how we're going to get from point A to point B, right? And in this season, which is really important. And there's so much intrinsic value in that you can't measure. I mean, you'll get the lagging numbers you want. More people stay, they pay more, and they stay longer forever. It's hard to measure it immediately, but man, I'm telling you, it's really impactful. So it's in our brand. It is a differentiator. We only have, 150 customers max. You can do this all day long, and that's why we built it this way.
The whole team should be doing this, working together, typically driven by the director of our studios, general manager, but all coaches should be empowered to do this. And you kind of like, what you're saying there with Kathy and other experiences we've had is you're just creating a better customer long term, because they, building that trust and that accountability and that Sherpa on this, it's such a different member when you have them like that. It's almost hard to get rid of them at this point, because they have that belief in you that you're going to help them no matter what. So any opportunity that's going to help me get to that level, I'm going to take it. Just think of this. We don't sell like packages, right? We don't sell sessions. We have memberships. We have memberships that allow you to come 2 or 3 days a week. Right. Our members, I know this for a fact through the years, like we help them so much. None of our members, or I'd say none of them, majority of the members, like when they go to travel and stuff like that, they never thought of like, oh man, I got all these extra sessions. I have all these in the bank, right? Because it's in reality, that's not what they're paying for. They're paying for me to take care of them and all the things, that's the level of membership. Yeah,
I love it, because I think we, obviously when you scale a franchise, it's difficult to get simple concepts at scale, and we work really hard to do that. And when I hear this, it reminds me if I did hear, say, from a franchisee who was like, oh, this person wants to do with their unused sessions and this and that. At first, when we would get feedback like that, it was such a foreign concept to me. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Correct.
Meaning it had literally never happened in any facility that we had more tight control over, because everyone was part of this culture that was again, ladies and gentlemen, servicing ladies and gentlemen, meaning we were taking care of our customer at the level that we're talking about right now, which meant those things never came up, because you just paid a certain amount and you were paying for this connection and this relationship. It wasn't transactional with sessions, and it just wasn't. It was literally about, hey, I've got a guy named Matt who's looking after me, who's 6 weeks ahead of time asking me what my summer's going to look like and mapping out a plan so that he doesn't let me off the hook. And I'm going to hate him for it, but I'm also going to be really appreciative that he's doing this for me. That's what the relationship was. That's quite literally what they were paying for. Where a brand like ours can get into trouble is if it just becomes a transactional relationship and it's just about workouts. It cannot be that. It has to be about exactly what you said, which is a relationship and a plan and a guide and a trusted source. You know, we talk about the hub and the bicycle wheel. You're the one that is the glue in their wellness, right? And so you have to become that, or by default, it becomes just a workout, transactional only. How many sessions do I have left? I'm taking a week off. I don't want to pay for those. That is not a conversation that was usual for us pre-franchising, because we never ran a business that was a concern because of the way that we ran the business and the relationships that we established. And I think we just did it inherently and intuitively. We didn't plan it. But in hindsight, now looking and measuring and having some scale, it's like, oh shit, that's an actual business strategy that should be implemented by every club across our system. Do you agree?
Oh, 100%.
It's a different lens to put on almost every decision in your business and every conversation that you have. Imagine if that was your lens and you were going into summer and your director is meeting with the trainers, as they should be weekly, and they're saying, okay, right now is the time I want all of us to be having conversations with every client about what their plans are for the summer and giving them a plan of attack based on travel schedule or whatever. There's going to be opportunities to talk people off the ledge. There's going to be opportunities to get people in the gym who haven't been coming in as much because they have more free time. Other people are going to have less free time. Here's some strategies around all that. Let's make that the initiative for the next 2 weeks. We'll talk about it next week, see how it went, adjust, and then we'll go one more week. But like, we need to full push this. This is what I want everybody talking about for the next 2 weeks. And those are things that we would do, right, in our meetings, and things that we are doing our best to impart on our franchisees. But uber important, that becomes a brand, right? That becomes who you are. And that makes it really easy to take care of 150 people.
Yeah, 100%.
And they'll love it. They'll love you for it.
Creates, you know, that person, that zealot that's going to, you know, always, you know, comes back. They come to you for advice and need help. And we've talked about it in different ways. So this is just one of many, many opportunities to do that, right? To show them that you care, be proactive, stuff like that. So like summer, getting ahead of it. So that's kind of the retention, keep people engaged, not let them off the hook kind of side of things, right?
Yep. Is there anything tactical
for that?
No, just in general. Like, you're going on to number 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I jumped ahead. But what is number 2, Matt?
Well, number 2, we're looking at, you know, if we want to look for opportunities for some revenue.
Sure.
Right. We talked about people's schedule changes, kids being home. We've always utilized, and we have it out to the neck, or we do a student summer special. Right? Because people are looking for things for their children to do. They're at home, they get in, or just this first opportunity to do it. So we always, you know, tactically go out. We have this message with our team. Everybody understands what's going on. We send out, you know, communications, not only in studio, but it's out to all of our current members and our lead lists. And it's a way to get students in for the summer to mitigate maybe some of the churn that you may get through longer terms, just, you know, like having somebody cancel, something like that.
Sure.
Right. I can tell you, we just did this here recently at our corporate studio. We got, I think, 8 students out of it. Right. And we do just a package of sessions. It'd be like really the only time we do a package of sessions.
Right. But they have to be used by a certain date.
It's used during just the summer. Right.
And
so
you have
it's
to define what those dates are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For us, it's like literally August, right? Coming back from you. Some of you guys could be September. So there's still time for you to do this if you haven't. But we get the students in. This could be current members, kids. This also could be just people on our lead list. Like we've had, just speaking to Hainesbridge, our core studio, we had a former member bring in 3 kids. Right. And she used to be a member there and there, but she's still on our list. She still gets our messages, those kind of things. So we're going to get some mitigation of maybe some loss in the summer because it's, you know, July 4th, you know, the July is typically the slowest time of year. So it's going to help with some revenue. The longer term play is getting in front of the parents. Right. So now we're in front of this person bringing 3 kids.
And look, if you make the kids happy and you do a good job and they love you, it makes it way easier for the parents to love you.
Yeah. And you know, we also may get some of the kids on a membership. Right. And I will say it's like, you know, we know our demographic, we know our target, but just a reminder to everybody, we can work with anybody. That's the beauty of kind of our programming, the model in general throughout the years.
Yeah, it's a terrible message to take to market because if you're for everyone, you're for no one. But the fact is our scalable principles around programming that come from the tip of the spear athletically can work for kids. And most of the kids that we're getting in, it might be college kids home for the summer, high school kids that maybe want to just get in shape, or maybe they were on train for a sport. And if you're doing push, pull, hip, knee, anterior extension, rotate, I mean, the movements we're doing cross over to nearly any sport. And then, we can go a bit younger. I think, the only thing to be conscious of is like the culture of like a group of adults. You can't put like maybe a 6-year-old in there or something, right? That's not what we're looking at.
Yeah. I mean, we typically keep it to teenagers. I mean, there's basic rules of like not a disruption, right?
Right.
They're
right.
a good kid.
Yeah. And so teenagers, totally different ballgame. If it's like a little kid, that's a no-go. Right?
No,
and
we
we're not
don't do
doing
that.
like kids classes. We've had some groups, or some of our locations want to do like kids camps in midday when they're closed. We'll look at it. We'll beat it up. We might allow it, but it really isn't going to be a major revenue generator. But again, if it's a nice lost leader to get the parents in there and there's maybe a tiny bit of revenue in it, not a bad idea. So we'll look at all those things, of course, and we've done probably a version of anything that you would want to do. But yeah, students are out of school. They've got more freedom, so that's a good one. And then you mentioned teachers earlier, which is another good one, right? And you can run the same special for both and skin it differently. That way, logistically behind the scenes, it's not any different, right?
Well, I mean, varied hooks throughout the year all the time, right? We have the student summer special for the teachers. We just had a promotion, just like a percentage off for the summer just to get in. All it is just literally to get somebody to raise their hand, but knowing that teachers are going to be out of, not working for the summer, it's a good opportunity to get them going, right? To give them that opportunity. You can do that, by going out and obviously reaching out to your list, to your current members, former members. You can go out and post online. You can go to local schools. I mean, like just getting out front. I mean, over the years, one of the biggest things we got ROI wise, I remember we got with the local private school around here. Right, we had a lot of teachers, a lot of coaches, and I remember that started in the summer, kind of thing.
Yeah, and then we'd show up, and we would be able to go to like parent night when the school opened. I mean, it's a private school that you could hit with a rock. They're paying handsomely to go there. That's a good set of customer. That's a good customer base for us, right? A lot of people in their late 40s, older kids. That was a really good customer base for us. But yeah, I totally agree, and I think. We've even had, I don't know if you remember, but we even did like scholarship things. Like you could run like a contest for like clients to pick their favorite teacher of their kids or grandkids. And we would scholarship them in for like 1 month or something. It wasn't a huge lift for us financially, but it created like a lot of
it's good publicity.
It's good publicity. You can run it locally for PR. It's kind of like you're celebrating teachers, which is always a popular thing and probably the right thing to do. It's a tough job. So, we would do things like that, which was feel good, and it just put our name in front of a bunch of people, in front of a bunch of teachers, right? And it's at a time of year, it's like free PR, so why not? And it's a feel good thing, right? So there's so many ways you can go. Heck, we'd even done things during that same time of year. My kids went to the Catholic school, and there was like some people that were involved in the church in front of it that would do it, and we would do some things for them, and then they would end up, at the sermon that weekend talking about how cool our business was in front of thousands of people that live in our neighborhood, right? It's like just weird things. Just think community-based and get creative in that way if you want. And there's a framework for that isn't disruptive at all. If you just think for a minute, it's kind of like, oh, this would be kind of cool, right? We might get some press out of this. So there's a lot of opportunity there in a season that just feels a bit different than everything else.
Yeah. Shout out to Deacon Leo. He was a member here forever.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he was
I
awesome.
saw him the other day.
How's he looking?
He came in here. He's doing great.
Oh, he just popped in to say hey?
Yeah.
That's
just
cool.
come say hey.
Hey, he was a great dude, man. I really missed him. He was awesome.
Yeah, great guy. I mean, and that came up through one of those programs. So, we have that. I mean, you're still going to have all your other fishing lines in the water. This is just an addition to just different, play.
So student special, teacher special, right on the nose, easy. Run something special for them. You'll get clients or kids of clients. And you may get kids of past clients, but if anything, making the kids happy makes parents happy. And in some ways, you might get the kids first, which then, helps you with the parents, which is our long-term play for sure.
This is just kind of overall helps with just the community, help with retention, connection. You want to talk about Where's Waldo?
Yeah, I love Where's Waldo. I tell you, the gym I've seen do the best so far is David Jolson and his clubs. I just saw them yesterday on social media. They must have had 20 pictures already this summer. So essentially, guys, Where's Waldo? If you don't remember the old game as a kid, you're trying to look on a piece of paper and find Waldo, right? And it'd be just a goofy game that's old. But a lot of people know of it. So you've got that, but you can do that with your gym or with Alloy by just saying, hey, wherever you are this summer, take an Alloy piece of apparel with you and, put it on, get a cool picture, and then we'll vote at the end of the summer and give away whatever. You can maybe get a free gift certificate for a massage from one of your, affiliate facilities that you cross promote with in the community. There's a lot of cool things you can do for this that are not too expensive, but it's really cool in that it really meets our brand promise. You think about like organic social media posting and people seeing them, and you're tagging these people and their friends get to see it, right? And we've had some amazing, mountaintop, we've got people on the top of Kilimanjaro, people diving on the Great Barrier Reef with an Alloy t-shirt on. Just the coolest things. And these guys had just a myriad of pictures from all over the world. And our brand promise is looking good, feeling great, and most importantly, again, living life to the fullest. And this is about all the individuals fit into our category of like active aging adults. They're still out, they're traveling like crazy, they're doing all these amazing adventures, they have the financial wherewithal to do it, and they love their place, right? And we're a big part of allowing them to do those things. And so for them to bring along a piece of Alloy gear and wear it, and send the picture back is just an awesome cultural thing to do. And I don't know why everyone wouldn't do it. It's so much fun. And then at the end you get to vote and you let the members vote on like, hey, what was the best picture, right? It's a really fun thing to do. So it's one of my favorite things. We came up with it a million years ago, but it's just awesome to see our customers, especially with now 150 locations open all over the world, living life to the fullest, and again, remembering at least top of mind, keeping Alloy.
Yeah, well, they all do. Like, you read all our success stories. They're like, oh, well, they helped me do this, and I was able to do this. So they all you're along with them on that journey. Yeah. Right? And I always tell people that, like, just say asking for referrals. Like, you help people with so many things. You help them go on this vacation and be able to walk through Disney, Mountain Kilimanjaro, all the things. Make it known. That's awesome. Like, you should feel good about that.
Right. You should be really proud of it. And you shouldn't be bashful about making it known that you were a big part of that, right? The customers aren't. So why not come alongside them and be like, yeah, look what we've done. Like, these people put the work in. We gave them the plan. We're so proud of them. And you are, literally. And you can be proud of yourself for having helped them get there. Yeah. But it's probably my favorite thing that we do in the summer, because just seeing all these smiling faces all over the world, living life to the fullest, literally feeling better, being better spouses, moms, dads, grandparents, whatever you are, just because you are showing up to an Alloy a couple times a week. We're in such a life-changing business. I love any kind of like real manifestation of that, like a picture. It's a snapshot in time of someone living life to the fullest, and we get to be part of that. That's the most awesome thing. It's like, there's not a better business in the world than this one, man. There's really not. Utilizing social media, everybody's part of it. All your customers see it. People watching your stuff, followers. It's great conversation. Anytime a member comes in back from vacation, like, oh, I saw a picture of you. Like, it's cool. How was Greece? Oh my God, it was amazing. Yeah. But think about what that can do culturally. And it's no surprise that, one of our franchisees of the year, we've only offered it 2 years, is doing it really well, because they have amazing retention. They drive an amazing culture. They've got amazing team members. It's like, of course, Jolson's going to have an amazing Where's Waldo. But if you are part of Alloy, check it out. It's Alloy Upstate, Alloy East Side. Look at their social media post and look what they're doing with Where's Waldo. It's like they're promoting the heck out of it, and man, their members are just loving it and living life to the fullest. And I love it too. I look at it like, we have some long, hard days in franchising. We really do, because it's a beast of a business. And just to like check out what they're up to and see these clients, it just makes you like, you're like, dude, it's worth it tenfold. Easy. I would do this 1,000 times over, twice as hard as it is, whatever those things would be. If we could continue to manifest itself that way, I would be stoked. Absolutely. All right. So just quick summary. First, have a plan of attack, engage with your customers and let them know you're interested in them as a person. And you can do that by saying, hey, what's going on this summer? And then laying out a plan of attack for them, holding them accountable to it. Second, you can literally monetize this period of time for people that have more flexibility than normal, which would be students and teachers. We talked about a couple ways you could do that. And then lastly, like, drive some culture, right? People are going to be out and about in the summer doing fun things. have them in your alloy gear. It's great for advertising. It's good for culture. It make you feel better because you get to participate in these clients' lives outside the gym, and that's really what you're trying to do. So yeah, man, 3 really good ideas. I hope that helps you guys. I know it's kind of midsummer now, but none of these things are difficult to implement. You could literally start the day that you hear this, which should be in a week or 2 from now. So.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
Yep.